So I'm going to review King of Fighters. So hope you check it out. Be an absolute victor. If you defeat all opponents by 2 rounds per stage, you will enter the dream match. If you lose only once, you will not enter the dream match. Go for the perfect win. I remember this from the this is out of the manual for Fatal Fury Special for the Neo Geo, and I remember this is like a big deal because this is the first time you actually saw characters from other games appear in other games. So if you met the requirements, you would fight Ryo Sakazaki from this game here. And believe me, Ryo is not playing around. He ain't no joke. So get ready for a fight. But yeah, this was the dream match. And this was the seed that was planted for the King of Fighters series. And that we all know and love. It's my favorite video game series. It's just great. And I'm just going to say that for the record. It's my favorite series, and it's been with me for a long time, starting with the King of Fighters 94. And what was so great about this, guys, you know, now you have Fatal Fury and Art of Fighting together. You have all these different franchises, you know, in one game, and that wasn't seen. I mean, Capcom didn't start doing that for years later. So this was a great game, 196 megs, and one of the things I remember back then was one of the working titles for the King of Fighters series was going to be called Survivor. If any of you old school guys remember that, that was actually going to be was a working title for the King of Fighters. But you know, of course, the King of Fighters tournament from Fatal Fury, so they stuck with the King of Fighters title, and you know, they ran with it, and it was great. It was a phenomenal game, phenomenal first start. Had a lot of buzz back then, and you could, you know, play King of Fighters in the arcade, and if you were lucky enough back then, and you had a Neo Geo, you could buy it for your Neo Geo, and man, oh boy, good times. Let me go over to one of my personal favorite games, which is the King of Fighters 95, and I tell you, I was a real fanboy of 95 because it was the first King of Fighters game that I actually was able to buy, was able to purchase with my own money. So I always loved King of Fighters 95, and there were endless matches with it. Can't tell you, just not enough praise can be laid with this game. You had the team edit, you could form your own teams. You had Eiji from Art of Fighting, and it was just great. It was awesome. But I'm going to move on quickly. The King of Fighters 96, which came out, you know, of course, subsequently. And I remember going to the arcade, and I was just hating on King of Fighters 96 because I was such a fanboy of 95. And I was like, oh, I don't understand the changes. I don't understand this and that. And, you know, just trying to be a hater. But, you know, now I appreciate this game much more because, you know what? This game is actually a lot faster than 95. It's a lot faster. So you have to input moves faster. And the specials and the way things are done are a lot different. And plus, man, I mean, look at the teams they introduced. You know, the boss team. Geese Krauser and Mr. Big. And introduced Leona and Mature and Vice. Wow, now this is probably one of my favorite games. I play this one pretty much more than any other KOF. Moved along to 97, and I didn't own this back in the day on the cartridge. The way I played it was on the Sega Saturn, and man, I tell you guys, I used to break my neck trying to play SNK games on the Sega Saturn. And those were some funny stories. You know, trying to get my Neo Geo on the Sega Saturn. So, and 97 is great. You know, now, you know, all the fanboys can't complain because this has both 95 extra mode and 96 advanced mode, so you can play it both ways. It's great story. If you're into the KOF story, this is the one to play. So really good. I'm gonna move on. Now I couldn't find King of Fighters 98 back in the day. Back then, SNK was it was a very obscure thing. I just couldn't find the cards, so I just had to forego it, and I ended up getting Dream Match 99 for the Dreamcast, and this is the way I played it, and it's great. It's an enhanced version of that title, Naomi Power with the Dreamcast, so it had enhanced backgrounds and had an anime intro, which was really good. 99, which came out later. Glad I picked this up. A lot different. Now we're going into another phase of KOF with a more futuristic vibe. But this had really good music. I like the rearranged soundtrack in this game. And it came out good. I wish I had these games on cartridge. One day I will get them, but I'll just settle for these for now. Moving on. Boy. The King of Fighters 2006. These are the 3D versions of KOF that came out on the PlayStation 2. 2006 is much better than Maximum Impact. This game actually was pretty well done for a 3D fighter. I prefer 2D, but my brother got me this for my birthday, so I can't diss anything I get as a gift. So I enjoyed it for what it was. KOF in 3D. I'm going to move on to kind of like a sore spot for me, but 2001 and 2002, I had to skip King of Fighters 2000 because I never saw that game, and I hear now it's very expensive, but I'm not going to go on too much about these two games. They're not my favorites at all. To me, I don't want to cause controversy, but they just don't have that SNK magic. They just don't, and I won't dwell too much on that. The music in 2001 is just it's embarrassing. I'm sorry to say, but anyway, if you guys don't have a Neo Geo, can't enjoy, you don't have all this stuff. I'll tell you what I recommend is just pick up the PS2 King of Fighters collection. You can't go wrong with this, man. 94 through 98, and plus, it's got all the original soundtracks from the cartridge version and the Neo Geo CD soundtracks that can be opened up. You can't go wrong with this for $19. You get yourself a Neo Geo 2 joystick, you're in there. We'll move on to King of Fighters 11. I don't really have too much to say about this game. I bought it, but I don't know. It just didn't move me very much. I believe this is a Thomas Wave arcade architecture that this game was originated on, so it's just got a different feel, vibe. I don't know what to really say about it, but I bought it. I'm a KOF fan, so I'm gonna buy it. So, man, you know what? I'm really kind of disappointed. I don't have as many KOF games as I thought. My collection's not as great as I thought it was, but I just want to kind of go back and review, and just as an overlook. I've loved these games. I've enjoyed them. Pretty much since it came out, and it's my favorite series. It's my favorite video game series, and I treasure it. Last, and certainly not least, is King of Fighters 13. We'll just skip over 12 and just go to the King of Fighters 13. And I have to say that SNK Playmore nailed it. They nailed it with this title. Quality all the way. Graphics, music, gameplay. If you're a fighting game fan today, this is the modern era, there's no reason why you shouldn't have King of Fighters 13. So that's my little overview of KOF, and hope you enjoyed it.